I saw. Saha, are you my phone charger? Because I died.
Hold on, bro.
Sorry.
I gotta get in character, okay?
Just you. Saha, are you my phone charger? Because I died without you.
Get inside. Let's go.
I'm dead. There's no joy.
Saha, are you my phone charger? Because I die without you.
Clap.
Saha, are you my phone charger? Because I die without you.
You died!
Because I was stabbing you. Hey, what's going on, guys? We're super excited to have you a part of our week 4 of Simply Jesus. We're so excited that you're part of our small groups and we're jumping in. And I hope this series has been good for you. It's been beneficial for me to be able to ask some questions about Jesus, what he did, who he is, and how he interacts with people. And I hope you got some answers. Last week, we chatted about John chapter 8. And man, how Jesus can come in and know the sinfulness of our lives and still love us regardless. And tonight we're gonna be chatting about John chapter 21, which is a really heavy text. And in fact, we're gonna actually jump back a little bit to earlier in John. Jesus is having the Last Supper with his disciples. And he's saying all these things. He said, I'm gonna be crucified, I'm gonna be killed. And then I'm gonna be raised again 3 days later. And then Peter jumps in with his loud mouth, his foot in mouth type of interaction that we see from Peter so often. And he goes, Jesus, I would never let that happen to you. Never. And then in fact, Jesus goes, Peter, you're not only gonna let it happen, you're gonna deny me 3 times before the rooster crows. And Peter is so upset with Jesus. I can't believe you would say that. There's no way I would ever deny you, Jesus. There's no way I'd ever deny you. His intentions were good. But he's going, no way, I would never, ever deny you, Jesus. And then later, Judas betrays Jesus. And then Jesus is obviously taken away and is crucified. And it is raised again 3 days later, just like he said he was. But we're jumping in John chapter 21, and this is some of the interaction that Jesus is having after he's been raised again. In fact, he's going and meeting some of the people after his resurrection. And he's having all these conversations and interactions with people. And in fact, this is what it says about Peter. Peter goes, hey, I'm gonna go fishing to clear my mind. He doesn't know Jesus is raised again yet. Peter goes, I'm gonna go fishing just to clear my mind and all this good stuff. And then at dawn, this is what it says in John chapter 21, verse 4. It says, at dawn, Jesus was standing at the beach, but the disciples could not see who it was. He called, fellows, have you caught any fish? So you have Jesus kind of doing like standing on the beach and calling out to the ocean, to the sea and going, hey guys, have you caught anything yet? And they just go, no, begrudgingly, they haven't caught anything all night. And then he said, well, throw your nets on the other side of the boat. So they did it. And it says that they caught so much fish that they couldn't even pull it into the boat. And then the disciples figured out. They go, it is the Lord. Like Jesus goes, hey, do this weird thing. Like you're not catching anything on the right side of the boat, but throw your nets on the left side of the boat. And so much fish, like they caught so much fish, they couldn't even pull it into the boat. And Peter realizes that is Jesus. And it says that he jumped off the boat and started swimming to shore. And he's wearing all of his clothes. And in fact, he's such a slow swimmer that we see that the disciples actually catch up with him and they get onto the beach at the same time. And then Jesus, this is what he says, hey, bring some of the fish that you've caught. And he goes, now come have some breakfast. And there's this awkward tension I can just imagine with Jesus and Peter. Jesus said, hey, you're going to deny me 3 times. Jesus knew it. And Peter's sitting with the very man he denied 3 times. Like, no, I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him. And now he's sitting down for the very man he denied. He's sitting down for breakfast. And there's probably this awkward tension in the air. Peter's probably waiting for Jesus to say something about it, and he does. And this is what Jesus says. He goes, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Do you love me? He goes, yes, Lord. You know that I love you. And then Jesus goes, then feed my sheep. And then Jesus repeated the question. He goes, Simon, son of John, do you love me? And Peter probably is being a little offended at this point. He goes, yes, I just told you. Yes, Lord. You know that I love you. And then Jesus goes, then take care of my sheep. And a third time, Jesus asks, Simon, son of John, do you love me? And it's in this moment that Peter gets it. It's in this moment. He goes, Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. And Jesus asked him and reaffirmed him 3 times. But Peter, do you love me? Do you love me? There is something for us. We have this mindset that there are sin and there are things in our life that will keep us from the love of God, even denying him. Even denying him. There's something that we think that Jesus is going to be mad at us or he's going to be frustrated with us, and there's nothing that we can do that will make Jesus love us. There's nothing that we can do. But in fact, here's what we know about Jesus. Jesus wipes those things clean. He wipes them clean. And in fact, Paul has this very same thought in Romans chapter 8. At the very, very end of the chapter, this is what Paul writes. There is nothing that can keep you from the love of God. There is nothing. No authorities on this earth, no sin, no lie you believe. There is nothing that can keep you from the love of God. God loved us so much so that he sent his only son to die for us. The only decision that you have to make is whether you are going to accept that love, a conscious decision. Because the lies that we believe are that there are things in our past and there are things in our lives that are keeping us from the love of God, and that is untrue. Jesus wants you to make a decision to follow that love and let that love in, because he loves you so radically and so desperately. There is nothing on this planet that you can do that would make Jesus love you any less. For some of you, that might be a decision to follow Jesus. For some of you, that's a reminder to forget about the past and move forward and let the love of Jesus consume you and overwhelm you. We're going to get ready to break up into our small groups here in a minute. But I want to challenge you to be real and honest and ask yourselves the question, is it time for me to follow Jesus? Is it time for me to give up the past and forget all the stuff and the junk that's come into my life? Because there's nothing on this planet that can keep you from the love of God. Have a great small group. We'll see you next week.